right, on today's episode on the law and the people, we'll be considering customary land law. And in this customary land law, we'll be looking at a scenario. Now, this scenario would be digested below. In this scenario, let's assume that the Chikero family owns a large expanse of land at Rumodogo community, and Chief Okoro, who is the family head of this family, in agreement decided to sell this large expanse of land to Cetraco Nigerian Limited. Now, don't forget, this is a family property, in quote, a family land. And there's one interesting thing you should know about family property, that family property belongs to all members of the family. In family property, the family head holds the land in trust for the benefit of other members of the family, that is, other principal members of the family. Now, the family head, by exercising this discretion, is not mandated at any point to alienate any portion of this family land without the concurrence or without the consent of other principal members of the family. Now, back to the scenario. The Chikero family owns a large expanse of land in Rumodogo community. Now, Chief Okoro Chikero, who is the family head, had, without the consent of other principal members of the family, in agreement ad idem with Cetraco Nigerian Limited to alienate the portion or the large expanse of the land belonging to the Chikero family without the concurrence or consent of other principal members. Now, when Chief Okoro Chikero succeeded in selling this large expanse of the family land to Cetraco Nigeria Limited for 250 million naira, other principal members of the family like Okonta and Nkemka became aware of the sale, and they were dissatisfied, knowing that it is a family property and knowing that no individual has an absolute right over any member of the family since the family property has not been partitioned. Now, they were dissatisfied and they went to court. They went to court to challenge the action of Chief Okoro Chikero to render the sale invalid. Don't forget, there's one striking thing when it comes to family property where it has to do with alienation. Now, if a family property has been alienated, either by the family head or by other principal members of the family, there are two striking points you should note regarding the sale. Number one is that when the family head alienates the family property without the concurrence or the consent of other principal members of the family, the sale becomes voidable. Now, what is a voidable sale in this context? A voidable sale simply means a sale ab initio, that is, in the face of the law, the sale is valid until it is rendered unenforceable at the instance of the aggrieved party. Maybe in this case could be Okonta and Nkemka. Now, it is pertinent to underscore that where the family head alienates family property without the concurrence or the consent of other principal members of the family, the sale becomes voidable. I've explained what a voidable sale is. Now, secondly, you should know that where other principal members of the family alienates family property without the consent or the concurrence of the family head, the sale becomes void ab initio, that is null and void and of no effect whatsoever. Now, what does a void transaction or a void sale encapsulate in law? A void sale simply means, or a voidable contract simply means, a contract that ab initio was not made at all. That is to say that from the beginning of the contract to the very end, it is of no legal effect whatsoever. Now, having brilliantly stated this, let's quickly delve back to the scenario. In this case, Okonta and Nkemka has approached the court to challenge the action of their brother, that is the family head, Chief Okoro Chikeru, over alienating the family property. Now, this scenario raises a strong legal issue on whether a family head has the discretion or the absolute authority to dispose of or to alienate family property without the consent of other principal members of the family. This is a legal issue, and I am going to address it so that I'll pass an awareness to you and make it knowledgeable to those persons that their family properties have not been partitioned over an individual or a single family member alienating any portion of the family property without the consent of others. Join me on the next episode on the law and the people. These legal issues will be addressed. Remember, this is Tuzie Richard Chikadibia, where law meets life. See you on the next episode.